What's up guys, Brett Medlock here, and I wanted to talk about a game called Atelier Shallie, Alchemists of the Dusk Sea. That game is very hard to pronounce, and I'm actually not even sure if I pronounced all of that correctly. This game originally came out on the PlayStation 3, and it's a Japanese role-playing series that has a ton of games before it that I haven't played and I haven't heard of. But, if you're like me, you're curious about this game and you wanted to jump in and see how it was for a newcomer. And it's pretty easy to jump in at this point. I know there's a ton of backstory and stuff that I don't know about, but it didn't really bother me much because the characters and the story is all pretty much developed from the beginning of the game and so on. So you never actually have to know about the previous games in the series to understand the characters and where the story's going in this game, which I really appreciated. So like I said, the game originally came out on the PS3, so how does it convert to the Vita? Not perfect. The game doesn't run great. There's a lot of pop-in and a lot of slowdown, and you can tell that they had to downgrade the graphics to get it running on the Vita, but nonetheless, it's still a pretty game for a handheld game, and the load times are still quick. And I will also throw out there that from the time I spent with the game, it didn't crash on me even once. So before I go on, I do want to say I did not beat this game. I don't even know if I got halfway. I'm about 7 hours in, and I'm just giving you my impressions or my review of it so far. So you can take what I say with a grain of salt. Just wanted to be open and honest with you. So another thing I really like about the game is its openness. You pretty much have the ability and choice to do whatever you want at any given time. You have like a hometown area that you can walk around, talk to people, do side quests. The side quests aren't really like crazy amazing or anything. They're just kind of time passers, but they are pretty addicting. So now, to get to the important stuff, the gameplay. So the battle system is very simplistic, and it's not really anything you have to think about too hard throughout the game. You're just kind of clicking X and you're choosing to do either an attack, a skill, or defending yourself. And each character has like special moves that you can do, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. It's pretty typical for a JRPG. If you played any other games, you'll pretty much understand how this game works from the get-go. There's not much of a learning curve. It's all pretty obvious, and that could be a good or bad thing for you. The way you trigger battles is really similar to the Persona series. You walk up on an enemy, you can hit them from the back, have the upper hand in battle, and then it goes into turn-based gameplay, as you can see in the video. But yeah, one good thing about the battle system is that it's very quick. A problem that I've seen with a ton of turn-based RPGs is that the battles are so slow, and it takes so long to get back into searching around the area because of the load times, but luckily this game's attacks are quick, the load times are quick, and usually the battles overall are very fast. So I really appreciated that. It's something I love about the game, and I feel like a lot of games that are similar to this are the opposite, where they take way too long to finish battles, to get out of battles, and it's just kind of annoying. As for the story overall, it's pretty much a typical JRPG story. It doesn't really stand out in any way, but it's not boring by any stretch of the imagination. It's just kind of generic. But I will say, I did like that there was cutscenes, and I love that there was English VO. I know a lot of people don't really care for the English VO, but I don't like reading subs, and I don't like not understanding how people are saying certain words. But what this game does offer for a lot of people who don't like English VO is you can use the Japanese VO and just read the dialogue, which I know a ton of people will appreciate. And finally, one huge thing that this game offers is 2 different stories that are actually pretty different. I've played the beginning of both the stories, and they are actually a lot different from each other. One of them doing more like alchemist stuff, and then the other one is more like battle focused. It's really cool, and I'm not sure how different they are overall, but I do know that you're doing different stuff, you're talking to different people, and each character has different qualities to them, which I really like. So do I think you should buy this game? If you're a Japanese role-playing game fan, yes, I think it's really fun so far. I'm actually going to play a lot more of it, I think, and it's wildly addicting for some reason. And it's very strange because, like I was saying, the gameplay is very simple, but it's weirdly addicting. If you're not a JRPG fan, I don't think you'll like much about this. I'd say there's other JRPGs that you could jump into and like them a lot more. But if you want something simple, this is a good game for JRPG beginners. And one little joke thing, the menu of this game says press any button, and it's not true. You can't just press any button. I tried L, R, circle, triangle, square. Nothing works except X and start. So it's lying to us. The menu of this game is a liar. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Brett Medlock. I will talk to you guys later.